Hi, I'm Abby. For this assignment, I used my Sony digital camera. One major reason I love photography is because it captures a moment, allowing you to never lose it. Different photographs invoke different emotions in everyone and can be interpreted in all kinds of ways. I chose the song Have Love Will Travel by the Black Keys because it is one of my favorite songs of all time. On Sunday mornings, we eat breakfast and listen to vinyl, this being the first record to play. Nothing beats rock and roll with a little soul. My first picture captures the outside of my favorite coffee shop, Satellite, on a cloudy Saturday morning in the Avondale area of Birmingham. Before going to brunch at Rose or grabbing a bite of wasabi wands, my family and I go into Satellite to grab a mocha and an old-fashioned donut. The coffee house is themed around space, which is most likely why I'm so drawn to it, seeing how I want to be an astronaut. To edit it, I turned on the highlights and increased the brilliance. The facade and doors were already pretty vibrant, so I only slightly turned up the saturation, followed by a slight vignette. This next photograph is one of my favorite things to eat, a black bean burger. This was taken at Babalu in the Lakeview area of downtown Birmingham. I am a huge foodie and have had my fair share of black bean burgers, and this is by far the best one. To edit it, I turned up the saturation and added a vignette. I also increased the sharpness and brilliance while turning down the exposure slightly. Cashio's Meatball Market is one of my favorite spots in Birmingham, which is where this photo takes place. Inside, the decor is very retro but classy with mirror walls and bright orange booths. I have always enjoyed pop art and the use of irony in art, which is what I see in this mural. To edit it, I turned down the brightness and exposure, turning up the saturation and vignette. I also retouched some chips and cracks in the paint and the walls, as well as glares from the overhead lights reflecting on the black paint of her apron. This image was taken through the IP7 microscope on the high-power objective. It is an in-depth view of a strip of newspaper. I am very much a science person and enjoy examining different things at a level that I cannot achieve on its own. In editing this image, I increased the saturation slightly and increased the exposure to make the grains of the black newspaper pop on the white background. Increasing the color also allowed the purple hue of the black surroundings to come through. Lastly, we have a photo of a fresh peach sliced in half. Easily, peaches are my favorite fruit. I love the brightness of the skin in shades of orange, yellow, and red on the inside. To edit, I cropped the photo to create a single wooden border around the stark plate. I increased the saturation, really grabbing the pops of vibrance from the fruit. I then turned on the highlights and increased the definition slightly to obtain more detail from the pit of the peach. I lastly added a tiny vignette to add some drama, drawing an eye toward the middle, also making the shadows of the peach on the plate stand out a little more.